Yo, how's it going? Today is Saturday before Easter, and GMC gave me a truck to drive for the week, and I said, oh yeah, you know what? I'm not going to go to El Paso this weekend because it's Easter weekend, and I need something else to do. So I discovered that I need a barbecue, and unfortunately, there's no good barbecue shop in Austin that supplies gas grills. I mean, you can go to Home Depot and Lowe's, but let's be honest, I want professional grade stuff. So there's a store up in Dallas, and I'm going to drive here from Austin over to Dallas to pick it up before 7 p.m. It is currently 3:30. So what I'm going to do is turn the truck on, which happens to be a diesel, enter in the GPS coordinates, and fly. By the way, the Bose radio in this truck is nice. It's not perfect, but it's nice for a little truck. I like it. Alright, where are we going? We are going to turn down the auto climate control. We are going to go to this address right here. So I just hit the button here on the steering wheel.
Command, please.
Enter address.
Say the address including city and state.
190 East Stacy Road, Allen, Texas.
190 East Stacy Road, Allen, Texas, correct?
Yes.
Complete your selection from the radio display.
Cool. And as I just hit go.
The route calculation is complete. Please proceed to the nearest road.
236 miles away, 3 hour and 44 minute drive, and it's 3:32 and they close at 7. Oh, by the way, I have half a tank. So, this should be fun. Off we go.
Turn right after 700 feet.
While on my drive, I think I'll give you guys a bit of a review about things I like and dislike. What I will tell you what this truck is capable of is cruising. It's not anything that will be worth writing home about as far as, oh, this is a really quick
turn
truck.
Next right.
How do I mute this? Shut up. It's not a quick truck. It's basically a truck that gets you from A to B, and
Turn
you do
right
it
after
leisurely.
1/2 mile onto FM 2304.
And it makes some quite satisfying noises when it does it. It's kind of got this groan about it. It's not a bad groan. It's not a good groan either. It's sort of like, do I have to? Okay. As it shifts gears. The interior quality, though, not my favorite. It has some sort of a rattle here in the steering column, and this car only has, this truck only has about 1,200 miles on it. When I got it, it has 1,400 miles on it now, and, well, it's already got creaking going on, and I'm not so sure about that. Secondly, I do like the fact that it has auto climate control. I just hit the temperature I want, auto, and it's doing all the work for me. In a truck, that's nice to have. Not exactly the quickest truck on the planet, but then again, if you do have precious cargo in the back, are you really going to floor it and brake hard and take corners like a sports car? No, you're not. So do you need the performance if you've got cans of paint back there, or furniture, or your girlfriend's couch? No, I don't think so. So performance doesn't necessarily matter when you have cargo. Anyone who's ever received damaged appliances from Sears knows what I'm talking about. As far as the size of this truck goes, it feels bigger than a Toyota Tacoma. It feels smaller than a Nissan Titan. And what I don't understand about this truck in particular is, even with this options, it's about $43,000 and change. And you can get a Nissan Titan XD with a Cummins diesel starting at around $41,000. So do you really want this truck? I don't know. Let's just go to Dallas and see how this thing behaves, see how it performs, and whether I like it or not. I mean, that's what this is about, right? We go on a road trip, we assess the performance, and we decide if it's something I want to buy, right? Well, that's exactly what I want to do, right? I can't buy everything I drive, but in this case, is this something I would consider buying? Or would you want to buy this truck? Why? I mean, it looks great on the outside, don't get me wrong, but on the inside, doesn't really scream $40,000 truck. And there are a lot of $40,000 trucks out there. And this is the smaller one. So I'm a bit confused about this truck. I was really excited to get one. I'm so glad they dropped one off at my house and flew the driver back home to Dallas. And the irony is I'm driving this right back up to Dallas to get a barbecue grill. I should have just had them bring it down, although that's not what they do. I do have some options here. I have all-wheel drive, or basically four-wheel high, four-wheel low, and an auto setting. And based on the auto setting, I actually am in four-wheel drive, so I'm going to knock that down here. Turn the switch, it says four-wheel drive shift in progress. We're going into two-wheel mode. That should hopefully boost efficiency by not having to drive all four wheels. I've just reset trip A, so we're going to get a running economy here. Fuel range 328 miles and 233 mile distance to remain. So that means I should have just under 100 miles remaining on the tank. What we're going to do is we're going to drive up to Dallas on the half tank I have. I'm going to pick up my new barbecue grill, and then I'm going to fill up in Dallas and drive all the way back down. The last truck I drove was a GMC Sierra Denali Crew Cab 4x4 with a Duramax Diesel engine and an Allison transmission, and it averaged 18.1 miles per gallon from Austin to El Paso. I can't go to El Paso this weekend, but I guarantee you I will be achieving a record here in this truck. The sticker puts it at 29 mpgs on the highway, and if I do my math correctly here, I think I'm going to get about 31. So mark my words, 31 miles per gallon highway on this trip. I have 3 hours and 20 minutes to get there before they close. GPS says it'll take me 3 hours and 37 minutes to get there. So I need to find 17 minutes in that drive, and I also need to stay efficient. I mean, I can't blow this because tomorrow's Sunday, it's Easter Sunday, they'll be closed, and I would have done this drive for no freaking reason other than to go there and turn around, come back, and tell you how much fuel I've used. I would have done the same thing to El Paso, but at least on this trip I'm actually doing something. And we'll get figures too with a full, well, not a full load, but with at least something in the back. Now I gotta say, the transmission in this is like some Glide-matic, Insta-Glide, whatever it is. It's not my favorite style of shifting, but then again, this thing can tow 7,700 pounds with a 4-cylinder 2.8 turbo diesel engine. Another nice feature that I have in this GPS is not only does it calculate everything for me on the fly, it's actually saying, oh, there is some traffic ahead. And, you know, compared to the $103,000 Range Rover that I drove a while ago, I like this interface better. I can't tell you how much better and how much nicer it is in the GMC with this touchscreen display. Even if it's smaller and even if it's not the same whiz-bang look to it, it's quicker to react, it's far more accurate, it's giving me information I want, it's tactile, and I like it. So I give a lot of props to GMC for having a very, very nice system. Don't mess with it. Don't change it. You guys nailed it, okay? Don't change it. Range Rover in their hand, you guys got a lot of work to do. And it's not quiet in here, but for a truck, the combination of the ride and the noise it's acceptable. It's not as quiet as the Sierra Denali, that's for sure. That truck is like a 747. I mean, it is huge, and it's quiet on that one. This one is, reminds me of my Toyota pickup. It kind of had this 22 RE 4-cylinder engine, and it was noticeably there. This is the same respect. It's an engine that is there. It's not trying to hide itself. And sometimes through parking lots, at low speeds in this thing, going over speed bumps and stuff, there's kind of like that car that the 90 Professor drove. What is it? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Something like that? It's almost like that same sound. That sound, that's what this thing makes. It's you know what it is? It's character. Everybody's truck needs character, whether it's, scratches down the side from off-roading or, truck nuts. This thing has character in its own way, and that is, it's just a very easy-peasy kind of truck. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, it's not bad to the bone, but with this all-terrain package on it, it kind of looks better. I'm not a fan of it. I mean, it has the red stitching in the dash, and it has really cool textures on the seats here, and looks great on the outside, but it's something that I wouldn't pay the money for. I would probably choose some different options that would be better suited to my tastes. Oh man, I can see on the map that there is traffic coming up by this red band. I don't know whose water this is. It was in the truck for a couple days, but I'm drinking it. Oh, here comes the traffic. It's saying get off at Riverside, so...
Please turn
Wow. All right.
Turn left after a quarter of a mile onto I-35 North.
So, the GPS is smart enough to do a little bit of cheating. It's basically having me get off, wait at the signal, and get back on. And, well, we'll see about that.
Turn left after 800 feet onto I-35 North.
Alrighty. I'm going faster than they are, but
Please turn next left. Bear left after 1 mile and continue on I-35 North.
So one of the major annoyances that I first discovered in this truck was the pedal position is odd. So when your foot's on the accelerator, if you move your foot left, it's blocked by the brake pedal. So you have to completely take your foot off the accelerator and away in order to get to the brake pedal. Using the brake pedal is kind of seldom needed in this because the torque is very strong. The benefit of having a smaller truck is that with less mass comes less everything. Less fuel consumption, less tire wear.
Bear left after 1 mile and continue on I-35 North.
Less tire wear, and obviously less wear and tear on your brakes because there's not so much mass to slow down and bring to a halt. And in traffic, this is as easy to drive as that Corolla or that 3 Series Corolla, that Scion. Not that Jeep though. But you hear that chitty chitty bang bang sound now? It's a characteristic of this truck, and I think it'll grow on you if you own this. It'll be a sound that just kind of gives it. It's not an appliance. It's not a dude bro, with truck nuts. It sounds like one of those Isuzu box trucks a little bit. And this engine is imported, but the truck is made in America. There's a lot of stuff in here that almost has a German influence. A lot of these things are in more of the higher-end German cars, as far as the conveniences, like tapping on the turn signals. Well, that's really it, I think. I do like the heated seats. You can do heated seats on the seat back and the seat bottom, but you can also do just the seat back. And that's a feature. That's a feature I saw in the GMC Sierra Denali, which was a $63,000 truck. And here it is at a much lower price point. And also, this trip computer is also at a lower price point.
They're right after 135 miles onto I-35E North. Because
this truck is not quick, I have to hesitate to pull out in front of traffic. Here you go, floored. Sucker. That was a lot of work for passing a big truck at slow speed on the interstate. I might have to call these guys and let them know I'm running a little bit behind schedule. When I first got in this truck, I did notice that the steering, which is electro-mechanical steering, it's totally electric steering here. It feels like I'm driving on overinflated tires. It feels like the tires are just bulging at the seams, and every time I make an input, it's kind of like, are you sure? Okay. And I almost have to use the throttle to steer this thing on every corner. Even on the lane change, I gotta slow down if I want to increase the pitch to the next lane. And that's very odd. I looked at the tire pressures and they are bang on. In this info display, I can actually see tire pressures. And 36 on the front, 35 on the rear, left and right, left and right. So those are the normal pressures, but it just feels odd. And I don't know. I mean, maybe because the truck is so light, it's a little bit more nimble and I'm just not used to it. But for me, it's a little unsettling. I mean, in two-wheel drive mode, it actually makes it a little worse. And I don't know why. Maybe it's already set up for a smooth, easy drive during a heavy load, which, how it's going to get its tow rating. I don't know. But just be forewarned on a light load or under an empty truck, just going through town to the other side to go pick up a barbecue. The feeling is not natural. That's the way I would say it. Sorry for the long-winded approach, but I was just making all that up on my own right there. All right, 4 o'clock. We have 3 hours and 12 minutes of driving time, and I have 215 miles to go. My range is 315 miles. So we're bang on for 100 miles remaining. And at this very moment, Trip A is saying average fuel economy, including the traffic I was just in, 28.1 mpgs. So now, at this speed, I can basically feather in how much power I want when I'm going into the wind, because there is some wind today, there's wind resistance going on, headwind. But I can feather the throttle to figure out what's going to net me the best fuel economy and best efficiency with an empty load over to Dallas by 7 o'clock. So let the games begin. 30.1 in 28.2 miles with traffic. Now just sailing up to Dallas. 30.3. All right. I wonder if I can get 34 out of this. 34 miles per gallon on the highway. Can I do it? Yeah, the sweet spot is definitely 70 miles an hour. Probably 70 to 75. Because when I dropped down to 65, the average economy went down by 1/10. And I slowly made my way back up to 70 miles an hour. And even while going up to 70, I regained my average fuel economy. I'm now at 30.6. I do wish that this truck, especially at this price point, had a sunroof. I mean, I need a little bit of open space up here, mainly because this is it's a high ground clearance truck, high center of gravity, and I just feel a little bit enclosed. There's plenty of headroom, obviously. There's headroom, but I don't know. 30.8 average MPGs. Still hovering around 70 to 75 miles an hour. .9. You know, it dawned on me a long time ago in one of those Volkswagen diesel models, you know, when I was really going for efficiency. I mean, I was heading through Interstate 81, Shenandoah Valley in Virginia, and I was actually getting an average of 55 miles per gallon at that time. And that was just after the speed limit went from 65 miles an hour to 70 miles an hour statewide. But I was still kind of hovering around 67 miles an hour, and everyone's passing me. Everyone's like cock blocking and, you know, switching lanes and getting stuck behind stuff. And I'm sitting here, you know, slower than everyone else. Everyone's passing me, but I'm not having any hassles. I'm not having any issues. I'm just cruising, doing my own thing, and everyone behind me can deal with it. I'm in the slow lane, legally going slow. As long as you're not in the fast lane going below the speed limit, you're all right. But just a few miles below the speed limit, and what you end up getting is very hassle-free drive, especially on holiday weekends like this Easter Sunday weekend. It's not that busy out, but staying just under the speed limit makes a huge difference in zen, driving zen. 31.1 MPGs. It looks like I'll be running 10 minutes late. But at my current pace, as long as I stay above 70 miles an hour, I think I'm going to keep that efficiency going and be on time. Just humming right along, just below 2,000 RPM. And there really isn't too much wind noise. I mean, there's some coming from the A-pillars, but it's not like I got a obnoxious, you know, cabin wind leak noise. Oh, now the speed limit's 75. .5 average. That's the GPS. 4:21 p.m. That's the clock right there. 189 miles to go. 2 hours and 50 minutes worth of driving. And yep. I might have to crank up the tunes here. I'm kind of falling asleep with this silence. So I'm going to crank up the tunes and fast forward. Hello?
Okay, we had two customers from Austin say they were coming up, so we were confused as to which one was coming. Alright, cool. We're going to get your grill pulled.
I'm on my way. Let me see what my navigation's telling me. 179 miles, so 241. I'm gonna make it just at 7 o'clock.
No problem. Someone will be here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm heading up though. You got my number. So.
Yeah, we'll hang out. We can hang out. We normally close at 7, but we'll hang out for you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Bye-bye. Cool. So my phone is already connected to the system via the Bluetooth, and when a call comes in, I can control it here on the touchscreen. The sound quality is decent, as you can tell, and I can just get a lot more done this way, hands-free. So kudos to GMC for doing this the right way. I'm very happy here. It's the same features I get in the bigger truck anyway. So here's the thing. I'm feeling kind of tired, like drowsy, like I need to get some coffee. And I'd like to get some coffee and then just say, you know what, screw the efficiency thing, screw this challenge, just get there. But if I go to a place like Starbucks, it'll take even longer just to get the coffee and then have to speed to make up for it. And at that point, it's putting everything in jeopardy, right? So I'm just gonna have to fight the fight here and stay alert, turn the AC a little cooler, and then yeah, that didn't work. But at some point I might actually have to get some coffee, because I do not like driving drowsy. And I don't want to actually kill the efficiency part of it, but I might just take up the offer of that store and get there past 7 p.m. So maybe, not try so hard to get there before they close, but at least get there safely. So that is an option, and I might exercise my options, but we'll think about it. I got plenty of time to think about it. I always say value is a double-edged sword. You got to take something away to give something back. And in this case, I might have cool features in here like heated seats and stuff, but I don't have a lockable glove box. Alright, I have an idea. Instead of going to Charbucks, I'm going to go to Buc-ee's, which is exit 304, right here in Temple. And I don't know how their coffee is, so I'm going to kind of make this a quasi coffee review with a driving show. And we're going to see what kind of coffee Buc-ee's has. I'm sure it's cheap and drip. But, oh yeah, you got to see this. This is a Texas-sized gas station. Let's see if I can pull this up.
Turn left after a quarter of a mile onto I-35 North.
That's Buc-ee's. That's a gas station. So they should be pretty efficient. No. It's like a Walmart just for gas. I don't know what you would want to call this. But they should have gas. I think this is Armageddon Prep right here. Look at that. It's like a terminal for... Well, it's definitely good to have. For emergencies. But let's get some coffee. Turn that engine off. We don't want that idling ruining my efficiency. And let me get my shoes on. Yeah, I took them off. Let's get some coffee. And my wallet. I'm not too sure about those sidebars over there. Makes it really hard to get in and out of this truck. They're totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. The Buc-ee's coffee is not bad. They don't go overkill with the dosage, so it's very tolerable. All right, got my shoes tied, put my seatbelt on, turn this puppy on, and hit the road. Let's see if the GPS resumes to the address I wanted to go to originally. By the way, the update, 80.1 miles traveled, 31.6 mpg average. Right on target. 5 o'clock. 2 hours to go. The map is loading. Yep. Says I have 2 hours, 18 minutes of driving to do, 152 miles to go, and if I put it in reverse, it gets replaced by a backup camera. This ought to be fun. This place is so busy. One thing I don't think it ever does when you back up with this truck with this camera package is that it does not have the sonar, so it won't beep as you get closer to something. Kind of a disappointment. Because nowadays I get used to this this camera setup. I'm always expecting it to have an audible alarm when I get too close, and if it doesn't, well, I would see anyway, right? I mean, what's the difference? This will keep me going for a while. Time for the tunes. Hi Terry, this is Brian. Hi. I just want to let you know I'm about 45 minutes away. I'm on I-35 East at mile marker 411.
I don't know what 411 is, but we're going to wait for you. It's actually a bending policy a bit. There was no regional manager to get a hold of on a Saturday.
Okay.
To stay open beyond 7. Yeah, I need you to get here ASAP.
Yep. I'm working on it. I just hit the Dallas County line, actually. That's what the sign says. It says I'll be there in 43 minutes, which is probably like 7:15, 7:10.
You won't be here in 43 minutes, not in Dallas traffic. I would not take I-35 any further than you have to.
Okay.
I mean, 635 is not a good option. Woodall Rogers to 75 could be a good option, but you got about a 50-50 chance at 75 is going to be like 35 between Georgetown and the other side of Austin at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If you have a GPS, if you have traffic, I would check and see what Woodall Rogers looks like to 75.
Okay.
That's going to be a lot better than 635.
Okay, well I can take toll roads, you know, whatever it puts me on is fine. I mean,
well, and depending on what the traffic looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, the traffic, we're looking right now, the traffic is not good coming in from the south side of Dallas. It's clear once you get north, but Woodall Rogers is backed up.
Woodall Rogers, okay.
You don't want to stay on 35.
I can take 20 to 45 if that's going to help.
Yeah, it's going to be clustered up anywhere you go around downtown. The Woodall Rogers to 75 or 20 to 45 is probably going to be your best bet.
Okay, it looks like 20 loops all the way around. Is that right? If I stay on 20 east?
No, you're gonna be way on the other side of where we are if you stay on 20 east.
No, I mean,
you want to go 20 and exit 45.
45, okay. I can definitely do that. I'm just looking at the map that the GPS is showing on me, and there's like a ring, some kind of ring road. So 20 after 45.
20 goes out through Mesquite. Mesquite's about 20 miles east of here, and you don't want to get caught up in that traffic.
Ah, I see. Okay. All right. Well, I'll do 20 to 45, and then
45 becomes 75, which is central, and 75 to Stacy is how you need to come to get here. You want to head towards McKinney when you get on 75. All right.
Okay.
We will see you when you get here.
Cool. All right. Should be around 7:10. Cool. So, thanks.
Bear right after 8 miles and continue on US 75 north.
All right, 7 o'clock, and the stat is 30.4 mpg's average, 220.5 miles complete, and I'm 13 miles from my destination, and it says I'm 13 minutes away. So let's call up the dudes here. Let's go to the home screen, phone, and then bam. So now it should start dialing. Hey Terry, it's Brian coming from I'm on 75 at Collins Campbell Road.
Okay, you're about 15 minutes away if there's no traffic.
Yep. It looks pretty clear from my GPS thing.
When you come up 75, the easiest way to get to our store, you're going to see an exit for Allen Drive and then an exit for Exchange.
Yeah.
And then the third exit is going to be Stacy. But you want to take the Exchange exit.
Okay.
Once you're in that right lane, it's an exit only. But when you get to the Allen exit, just move on over to the right lane and get in the exit for Exchange.
Okay.
When you exit, you're going to be on the service road. In about a quarter of a mile, you're going to see a Rudy's Barbecue and a Cabela's.
Okay.
You're going to want to turn right there. And then you're going to want to make the first left into the shopping center.
Will do. Thanks, Terry.
All right. Yep.
Bye. Alright, time for an update. If I'm looking at my stats correctly, I have 3.9 miles to go. I'm going to get there in 4 minutes. It's 7:08 right now, so I'll be there at 7:12. And unfortunately, I've had to cane it a little bit. If I look at my info, I've done 230.7 miles and averaging 30.
Bear right after 2 miles.
Averaging 30.5 miles per gallon. So if I didn't have to necessarily rush it, I would say that you can expect 31 plus mpgs. But you know, in reality, well, this is reality. So there you go. Sorry for the nail biter.
Turn right at the third exit onto Central Expressway North. Turn right after a quarter of a mile onto FM 2786 East. Turn right after 1,000 feet onto FM 2786 East. You will arrive at your destination after 1,000 feet. You will arrive at your destination on the right-hand side after 700 feet. Please turn second left, then turn right immediately. Turn right after 500 feet. Please turn next right, then make the second right turn. Make a U-turn after a quarter of a mile. Please turn next right, then make the next right turn. Turn left after 300 feet onto Meandering Way. Please turn next left, then make the third right turn. Turn right. Please turn next right.
Okay, success. The truck is loaded. The grill is paid for. Let me get you some stats. 30.2 miles per gallon average, 235.3 miles driven, and here you go. Those are some stats. All right. So, off I go. Actually, my SD card's full on the other camera, and well, I think you get the picture. I don't know if I can fill up and put it all on camera, but what I'll do is I'll film the fill up, and then film the result when I get home. I will be able to preserve as much camera time and everything else as I can. Ciao. Time to reset. Our fuel range is now 624 miles, and if I go to trip B, I'm going to reset that. Okay. Done. And let me get a better look here. Basically, trip A was from Austin to Dallas, which we're still running at 30.4 mpgs. And trip B will be from the fill up to the station right there. And then basically when we fill up again, we're going to see if trip B is as accurate as trip A was on half a tank. Okay, well, it's 11:44 and I am close to the home, and the gas station's closed, but this is the closest one to my house. And well, it's pretty sleepy here tonight because it's obviously the Saturday before Easter. But the stat would be on the trip on after the fill up, I averaged 29.9, and overall I averaged 30.2. And basically my range is 567 miles remaining. And as you can see here, I'm still at pretty much a full tank after driving 152 miles. So in the morning I will fill up and we will find out. This is a pretty cool truck for just tooling around and going around town, and I don't know, maybe you are a painter or you deliver furniture or you're a truck buddy or whatever that app is called, and you help people with their stuff on a daily basis, kind of like truck on demand, like Uber, right? This would be an ideal solution. Obviously it's not a business case, but in this case this would be your first choice. I'd say immediately this would be the one you look at. What we're going to do right now is we're going to fill up to where I filled up last night before I reset the trip odometer, and we're going to see, is the computer right or am I crazy? Let's find out. .5 miles per gallon average over 155.4 miles. And then if we look at the overall average, it was 30 mpgs over 447.8. And now if we look at our range, it says 622 miles. And there's our fuel gauge, just past the full mark. So let's do the math. 155.4 divided by 5.503, just under 30 miles per gallon. So it says 29.5. We got 28.239. So 28 and a quarter. Which means, though, again, sometimes these computers aren't as accurate as you think they would be because the fuel filler neck accommodates more fuel than the computer knows the car has on board. So in any vehicle, when you go and top it off, basically to the top of the neck, that fuel filler neck can carry a lot of fuel. And that could be 1, 2, sometimes 3 or 4 gallons more fuel than you think. And, well, there you go. It's always going to be variable, but if it's within a few percentage points, I think we're okay to say that this does exceed MPG claims with the EPA of 29 highway. This is a good truck, and I'm glad it's here in the US. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and see you later. Those are cows, and this is the GMC Canyon SLE crew cab with diesel engine and all-terrain package. It has 181 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. It's also capable of getting more than 29 miles per gallon on the highway. I found this out firsthand. Let me tell you a quick story about it. There are actually some neat features in this truck, just like its big brother, the GMC Sierra Denali. This also has a slowly reducing tailgate and a camera. It also has these rails, which I'm not a fan of because you need a nut to slide in here. And if you've taken these rails off of this mounting location or this mounting location and you lose the nut, like this nut did, you can't mount them back up again. So I've had to take them off and let them lay around in the truck bed. Something else is that this truck bed is lined. It's sprayed with a liner, and when you look at it, it looks great, but when you're actually moving stuff in and out, it is very grippy. So you can't really slide things in and out very easily. It must be lifted up to be taken in or out of the truck. Let's move around to the other side. Like its big brother, we also get these steps built into the bumper. That makes it very handy to get in and out of the truck. One thing I don't like about getting in and out of the truck are these side rails. They're very big. When they get wet, you get dirty, and basically I could use a truck without these. This is the worst part of this truck. Here is the window sticker, and as you can see, this vehicle costs $34,000 plus options $43,790. And essentially, this truck is quite loaded, and the diesel engine alone is a $3,730 option. So, do you really need the all-terrain adventure package? Nope. While we're here, let me pop the hood and show you what it looks like underneath. There it is, all 2.8 liters of it. It's quite simple, but it's actually quite brilliant, because this right here is the oil filter, which means that you can do DIY oil filters. And I don't see the fuel filter, but at least you can do some of the maintenance yourself quite easily. It's very DIY friendly when the oil can be done by yourself. Inside there's plenty of room. Actually, this back seat has a really trick setup. You can pull this tab here and fold the seats forward for a flat surface. Of course, you can push this button, and now you have a place to rest things outside of the cargo area, so it can't get stolen or blown away in the wind. We also have an armrest with a cup holder, and we have 2 USB ports, in addition to a regular 12-volt outlet. We also have a handle here. When you hold that, you can actually fold the seat up, and now you have more cargo storage for items like, oh, I don't know, whatever you can imagine fitting in there. Pulling the handle will just let the seat rest down to normal. We also have automatic headlights, and we have a trailer brake. Trailer braking is great. It's just like the bigger brother. You also have an exhaust brake. You have exhaust brake, traction control, a rear truck bed light, and hill descent control. You also have heated seats, a great automatic climate control system, and the IntelliLink MyLink system. Okay, well, here's the hill. As you can see, it's a great view up here. And there is the hill descent control button. So what I'm going to do is just get up a little bit up on the road while there's no traffic, and then where this hill is, probably where that fire hydrant is, as you can see, it is very downhill. I'd like to get out and show you, but I'd rather not. So press the button, you get a little green icon here, and as soon as I let my foot off the brake, it's auto braking. The green icon is flashing, and I am maintaining a constant 2 or 3 miles an hour. Actually, it's slower than other hill descent controls in other vehicles. I mean, you can see just basically how it's just cruising down. Obviously we are on pavement, so it's not the exact same result as being off-road and needing hill descent off-road, but for the results, let's see if we can actually disable it while we are moving. Let's see, we'll just go down and press it again. Still up, no, just push down. Oh, let's go. And as you can see, now we're picking up speed. And it upshifted, downshifted. Obviously, you're not going to turn this on while you're moving, but that's how it works. Oh, here's another steep part. Let's start it right here and see how it's going to work. Just make sure no one's coming from behind. All right. Active. On. And it starts braking. That's good enough. I noticed the pedal's a little stiff. It's disabled, and off we go. That's hill descent.